Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Red Mist Seeker. Thanks for the suggestion, Red Mist Seeker. You asked, how is balsamic vinegar made? If you've ever seen a tiny bottle of balsamic vinegar priced like a rare perfume, you've probably wondered what makes this dark, syrupy stuff so special. It's sweet, tangy, and somehow both ancient and fancy. Basically the Leonardo da Vinci of condiments. So grab your imaginary cheese platter and stay tuned as we uncover how balsamic vinegar is really made, right here on Explaining Everything. Let's rewind about 1,000 years to Italy's Emilia-Romagna region, where balsamic vinegar was first made, specifically in Modena and Reggio Emilia. Families there weren't trying to start a luxury condiment trend. They just realized that when you slowly cook certain grapes, you get something magical. Traditional balsamic vinegar starts with local grape varieties, mostly Trebbiano, sometimes Lambrusco. The grapes are pressed into juice, known as mosto. But unlike wine, it's not fermented right away. Instead, it's boiled down for hours in open copper kettles until it thickens into a sweet, brown syrup called cooked grape must. No sugar, no additives, just pure grape juice reduced until it's about half its volume. It's like grape juice that went to a summer camp for caramelization and came home intense and mysterious. This cooked must becomes the base of aceto balsamico tradizionale, the real deal balsamic. Everything from here on is a slow dance between grapes, wood, and time. Once the must cools, it's poured into a line of wooden barrels called a batteria, each smaller than the last and made from different woods like oak, cherry, chestnut, mulberry, ash, and juniper. Each wood type gives subtle aromas and flavors. Every year, some liquid evaporates through the wood. That's the angel's share. To make up for the loss, vinegar from the next younger barrel is added, creating a cascading aging process. This system can continue for 12, 25, or even 100 years. And yes, there are actual families in Modena tending barrels older than their family pets, cars, and possibly their great-uncles. During this slow aging, natural fermentation and oxidation turn the cooked must into vinegar, thickening it while deepening the flavor. The temperature changes of Italian attics, hot in summer, cold in winter, help it mature, giving it that complex balance of sweetness and acidity. By the end, it's not just vinegar, it's edible time travel. If you've ever wondered why one bottle of balsamic costs $10 and another costs $150, this is why. The expensive one is aceto balsamico tradizionale, protected by DOP, Denominazione di Origine Protetta certification, meaning only Modena or Reggio Emilia producers using the centuries-old process can call it that. But there's also the balsamic vinegar of Modena, labeled IGP, Indicazione Geografica Protetta. It's a faster, legal variation created for everyday use. Instead of being 100% aged grape must, it's a mix of cooked grape must, wine vinegar, and sometimes a touch of caramel coloring for consistency. It's aged in barrels for a few months or years, not decades. Think of DOP balsamic as a luxury sports car, handcrafted, rare, and meant to be admired. IGP balsamic is more like a reliable hatchback. It'll get you where you're going, but you won't brag about it to your foodie friends. Both are real, but the traditional DOP version is the one that takes forever and earns that liquid gold nickname. Each bottle is tested by official tasters who grade the texture, aroma, and flavor before it's approved. If it passes, it's bottled in a distinctive 100 milliliter bulb-shaped bottle, sealed with wax and numbered for authenticity. Basically, if your balsamic looks like a potion and costs more than your last streaming subscription, you've found the real one. After decades in the barrel rotation, the vinegar becomes dark, glossy, and thick enough to cling to a spoon. It's filtered, checked, and finally bottled. Just a few drops of real balsamic can deliver layers of flavor, rich sweetness, balanced tang, and the faint echo of all the woods it's aged in. And it's not sweetened artificially. The flavor comes entirely from the grape's natural sugars, concentrating over time. The result is something no shortcut can replicate: complex, syrupy, and slightly dramatic, like an Italian opera in liquid form. Every drop represents years of slow fermentation and careful topping up, often passed through generations of the same family. Many producers still age their vinegar in the attic, where the heat of Modena's summers and chill of winters shape its final character. It's one of those rare foods that literally gets better with age, like a fine wine, or that one friend who peaked in their 30s. Traditional balsamic isn't just a condiment. It's a time capsule of Italian craftsmanship, patience, and obsession with flavor. Even the faster IGP version still carries a trace of that heritage, distilled into something you can actually afford to drizzle. In the end, balsamic vinegar isn't about fancy salads. It's about what happens when you let nature, wood, and time work together for decades just to make your tongue go, "Wait, what is this magic?" So the next time you see that small dark bottle, remember, you're not just looking at vinegar, you're looking at 1,000 years of Italian dedication, boiled, aged, and bottled. If you enjoyed this dive into how balsamic vinegar is made, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and maybe treat yourself to the good stuff. Just don't pour it like ketchup. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.